Sorry I'm late, everyone. Had a bit of a bathroom emergency right at the end there. Like, about time we get started, and my body's like, nope, you need the toilet now. My body hates me, I swear to God. Picking the worst times to feel bad inside. I'm not happy about it, okay? It's always the worst timing. I don't know why. Does my body just have it in for me? Have it out for me? I don't know phrases. Anyway. I'm gonna try to survive a freaking dudunsparce hunt. Go me. Let me share the link out because I forgot to do that. Hang on. I'm a freaking moron. Alright. So, this will be a hunt that'll take a while. I should probably add a border to the thing here. Can I do that, actually? Be like filters, and then I can chroma key color correction, crop would actually be kind of nice for other things, but no. Scaling aspect ratio, no, it's not there. Can I add a border to properties? Background, outline, here we go. And then give it like a little something in black. Like that. That should be a bit easier to see, right? And then, I'm not gonna worry about the other one until I actually need it. So there's no doubt in my mind that, there's no doubt in my mind we're gonna need a little thing to reference all the rejects. Because this ain't just some standard dudunsparce hunt. I'm going for the 3-segment. And for those of you who don't know how 3-segment dudunsparce works, there are no 3-segment dudunsparce in the wild. The only way to get them is by catching a dudunsparce and then hoping you get the 1 in 100 chance that it evolves into a 3-segment dudunsparce. And in order for that to happen, it has to be level 32 and no hyper drill, and then you level it up again. So it's a bit more complex. It's like the shiny, authentic Sinisty, but more tedious, and it costs a lot more EXP candy because, God forbid, you're not gonna grind. So I have to just go to some place where dunsparce are really common. Where there's like a manipulate them with a sandwich, and then just hope for the fucking best. So I have the recipe written down here for the sandwich. I think it's 2 tofu, 1 of each of these bell peppers, and that prosciutto, and then just any 2 herba mystica, I think. A friend of mine started this hunt a while back. I don't know if we ever did find it. If we ever did manage to get it. I'm gonna probably keep all of the rejects. That'll inevitably be 2 segments, and I'll probably trade them out. Because I don't need so many 2-segment dudunsparce. I doubt I'm gonna be getting the 3-segment really early. So, you may also notice I don't have that much herba mystica. I have not been very lucky with Terra raids, clearly. So I think I'm just gonna throw on 2 spices. And this should work, I think. Use a gold pick. And then here's the part that's always gonna be a bit whack. So 2, 3. And then the other side and put it on top. 3. Don't like how close that one is to the edge. Then we'll put on the meat on top of the tofu. And then we're the easy part. The bell peppers can just be kind of placed on haphazardly with no... That was a lag spike! Uh-oh. You can kind of just place the bell peppers on semi-randomly. You don't have to worry too much about them. You just gotta pray the physics engine works in your favor. Then just dump the bread off the side. The bread does not matter. Put the pick in. And I should have it. This should be encounter, title, and sparkling power normal. Level 3. Because for some godforsaken reason, Dunsparce and the Dunsparce are not at least part bug. And that's been messing with my head for years. It looks like some kind of weird bug, doesn't it? And then it's just a normal type. It always has been. They never changed it or anything. Why? Why is it like that? Alright. So now, while I have the effect, I pack up. And I head into Area 0. Take the warp pad to go to the lowest research station. And then just kind of go around this whole area down here. Pretty much. And we just gotta look for pink. We just gotta look for pink on this thing. If we don't find a shiny, we reset. Get our sandwich stuff back. I'm also still without a shiny charm because I still have not completed my full odds Quaxley hunt. Just to say I've done a full odds egg hunt. So I still don't have Koraidon yet. So I don't have as boosted odds as I could have. So keep that in mind. So in reality, this could take even longer. Ain't that fun? Ain't that fun? At least this hunt's gonna be more active than the egg hunts that I usually do. I did the Rowlet one on stream, and I don't know if I want to do another one on stream for a while. These are at least more active, more interesting. And I'm getting like 10 encounters at best every second. Sometimes it's lower than like 1 every 2, but it's still a lot faster than eggs. So now I'm going too low, because I'm seeing other stuff. I also know there's a second Miraidon you can catch in this version, but I have no idea where it is. And I don't want to accidentally trigger that while I'm doing this. So... I think sticking this low is a bad idea. I think, however, there's a crystal you can jump on, and that makes it pretty easy to get encounters. It's like around here. You stand on a crystal, and then there's like a whole rock platform. I think just like a spawn on. Maybe on this side. Can I find these crystals? I can. Okay. So I don't have to worry about that at least. So I gotta find this crystal I stand on. I think it's around here. I think this might be it here. where I'm on the crystal, and then there's like a rock platform. And I just look out. I think this is too far, actually. That one over there. I'm going in huge circles doing this. I'm wasting precious sandwich time. So here, we're going to see like 20 or 30 spawns. And with the power of the accessibility mode, double tap home. And then, we'll zoom out a little bit so we see the whole thing. A quick look around. If there's any pink, I don't see any. And then if we don't see it, cancel, back away so they all despawn, and then go back. Then repeat the process. One thing I don't like about the accessibility zoom option is that it also makes the music a lot quieter. So the audio from the game actually just kind of shuts up like this. As you can see, now the audio's back. I could just jump on and like look around this way, I guess. Nothing really stopping me, but... Go to this edge, turn around, so they go despawn and respawn. And we look for pink. This is how I also hunted for Iron Bundle, the Deli Bird from the future. So, this is where I got my shiny of that, I think. As well as a full box of normals that I just freaking surprise trade out on Christmas. That was something I did. Your first shiny dudunsparce and you're gonna evolve. Just make sure it knows Hyper Drill and then evolve it that way. Just level it up once. After that, you're good. And then count the segments. Like, not the head and the little tail bit don't count. One good thing about this method is that you see a lot of them at once, and when they just kind of stop showing up like this, or other things start spawning, that means your sandwich is done. You don't have to keep checking it. So we're going to catch as many as we can on one sandwich, and see how it goes. But you get away from me. Good news is, they should have Hyper Drill in their learn set already, because they learned that like 20 levels before you find them here. So you should just make sure they're in their move set, and then level them up once. Hell, I don't think it's anything. Turn around. Wait for them to respawn in a larger amount. That guy on the right is very close to the edge. There we go. Get back to safety, little buddy. It's a pretty rare chance. Again, it's about as bad as, like, authentic Sinisty. Like 1 in 100, I think. And cities is even more of a problem because you can only get the authentic ones in one spot in this game. There are two spots where it actually spawns, but they're all phony in the easier spot, which is annoying. It'd be a lot easier if the 3 segment could spawn in the wild, but it literally can't. You have to evolve for the 3 segment, which makes it a lot more tedious. I don't know if this is the fastest way to see a bunch, but it seems to work well enough. I may change up the strategy every now and again to help with variety. I think I'll do one more round of that and then just try driving around the lower section of this place. Just for the sake of variety. Because one thing with this dudunsparce hunt is that you're going to be looking through a lot of these guys. It takes a while. So, any way you can prevent yourself from getting burnt out is great. It's really great. Alright, let's go ahead and drive around the upper area. See if we can get a decent number. Oh. I didn't think you could spawn on crystals, but apparently you can. Neat. Alright. Land, and we'll just like drive around here-ish. It's more engaging this way, honestly. I may just keep doing this. But man, I've seen they're spawning so fast. Way better than egg hunting. It seems like being around here, I'm only seeing just dudunsparce. No dudunsparce in sight. It might just be rare at this segment of Area Zero, but it seems to be working out a bit better. I think the dudunsparce is definitely rare outside the spot I was doing it before. Like around here, it's just normal dudunsparce except for like probably 4 spawns. If I knew how to grind for Herba Mystica a bit better, I totally would do more of these types of hunts. Problem is, I think you can only get Herba Mystica from specific raids. And, well, they're not exactly the most common, I don't think. You've gotten yourself into a little bit of a predicament, huh? They like to spawn near the edge for some reason. Kinda hoping I'd see one by now. Ugh, almost ran into a dudunsparce. Nope. Gotta be careful where I'm driving. I did not touch you. Go away. Go away. Shoot. You're not my problem. One spawned into crystal, but it doesn't seem like it's a shiny. Shiny Dunsparce should be pretty easy to spot, because it's the same as normal Dunsparce, but all of, like, the bluish green bits are a pink color. Around the eyes, on its back, on its face, the underside, all of it turns pink. So it should be pretty clear. Move around. Check the sides, because they tend to be a bit sneaky sometimes. You spawned on a fence. Dude. That's all of the Dunsparce. We're gonna move away from them. See, every one of the Dunsparce is 2-segment, so we don't need them. I should have seen one by now, right? Monkey. Check to see if stream's still going. Yeah, it's going. I'm making sure I keep an eye on it. I don't trust it. You never tell with YouTube. Heck, there was one time, back when I was on Twitch, I actually was streaming, and no one told me that it wasn't connecting anymore. So I spent like an hour playing Crash 3 and was not being streamed, despite the fact OBS said it was streaming. So that was fun. Don't want that to happen again. And I don't know if YouTube's better with that or not, so I'm just paranoid. Imagine, like, I think I'm streaming, and I see a shiny, and I get a full reaction and everything, but no one ever sees it. It's never recorded or anything. That would suck. That would just be plain awful. Okay, what are these hitboxes? What are these hitboxes, man? I did not touch you. I did not hit her. I did not. Let me check this. Sparkling Power 3. There's just nothing. Are the odds just that bad? Go away. You're not shiny. I don't need you. Go away. You do not matter to me or my cause. Get out of the wall. Normal spawns are back. Sandwich is done. No shining. One last check around here just in case one did spawn behind me, but I'm not seeing anything. So our first sandwich to bust. And then 10 we're giving to dudunsparce. No, I don't think we're gonna go that crazy with it. I don't think we're gonna go that far. I think people were just like, dudunsparce into evolution, and they just gave us this as a freaking joke. And then that was the whole point. I don't think we're getting anything past this. And if we do, it's not going to be for like another 10 years. Not 10 years, like 10 gens, probably. It'd be like 30 years, maybe? It's taking them this long. Yeah. So we try again. And this time I'll also eat a sandwich because I brought my lunch down here. So, we'll create a mode. Do tofu, 1 of each bell pepper, prosciutto, and then 2 herba mystica. J11, sparse. Sheesh. Alright, tofu. Grab the tofu. God damn it. Meat. And then speed running, baby. Speed running, baby. That's how you make a normal sandwich really fast. Hell yeah. That's how you do it. A sandwich in one hand and a controller in the other. Let's try round 2. sandwich. Okay, seriously, what is your hitbox? I am not touching you. Go away. God's sake. Sandwich is done, so now it's just back to fictional sandwiches that you eat without top bread. So is it really a sandwich at that point? Is a sandwich really a sandwich if it doesn't have top bread? Asking the real questions here. Clearly. What truly defines a sandwich? You know, to be honest, if this game actually had better performance, this would probably be the game I would have won and tried Nuzlocke for instead of Ruby. Just so many things to it. They make it a lot easier to actually get the Pokemon you want. Like, get their proper, like, the good competitive level IVs on them. So they're better in battle and stuff. And then there's the whole sandwich thing. So you just manipulate what spawns you get. You just force a particular Pokemon if you're in the right spot. Not to mention sandwiches used to be a big thing on One Year's channel. Like, I remember back when I first started watching him, like, a little over a year ago, he would almost always end off his streams with him saying, "I'm gonna eat a sandwich." Because he used to stream in my time at like 3 in the fucking morning. So what would happen was, I'd be up from like 3 in the morning to around like 5 or 6 watching Wanye. But in his time, since he's in the Netherlands, it'd be around lunch for him. So he'd actually go and eat lunch after stream. But because of his massive influx of American viewers, aka me, and a few others, he changed his schedule so that way he streams at lunchtime for us. It's like around my time that I start streaming. But for him, it's like 8 at night. So he's probably already had supper by then. So he doesn't really sign off with the whole sandwich thing anymore, and it makes me sad. Damn you, time! I just kind of miss it. And the thing is, there's still a little bit where, he actually has a sandwich emote. So a little bit of the sandwich legacy lives on, but that's all we got. Now the legacy is Racked Cook game. So, yeah, I kind of figured it wasn't quite 8 yet, because he would stream around like noon or 1 our time, and daylight savings always kind of fucks with that. I don't think the Netherlands does it, but we still do. So, like, half a year ago, he would have swapped from like 1 to noon our time. Now it swaps to around 1 our time because I don't think he does daylight savings. So streams start an hour later, and I'm like, I can't watch Wanye while eating lunch anymore unless I eat a late lunch. God damn it. And whenever I say stuff like that, the first thing I always think of is school. Like, there'd always be those like blocks of lunches where you go at like 12:30 to 12:55 would be your lunch period. I always think about stuff like that, and I kind of miss it. Honestly, even though school is a bit weird for me, like, in terms of stuff I was learning, I actually really liked it. Up until, like, high school, where everything started to feel like repeats by then, and it was just a bunch of stuff that was just kind of eh. And socially, it was always bad, and just got worse with high school. Partially because of me being me, and partially because of my mom worrying about the fact that I'm me, and could potentially cause problems. I really didn't have a life in high school. Like, I did a little bit of extracurricular, as in my chemistry teacher had a gaming group thing he would do on Thursdays after school, and I joined in on that. But even then, I was always playing off by myself because, like, everyone was either playing Smash Brothers on the big center TV, or they were playing some card game, like Pokemon trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, especially Magic the Gathering. And then maybe you'll see some Dungeons and Dragons being run by the chemistry teacher. There are a couple of side tweets that almost no one used, but I would always kind of just be at them by myself. It wasn't much of a group for me because everyone else was doing stuff I didn't really care about much. Like, I don't care about D&D. I don't care about the card games. I fucking hate Smash Brothers, and high school did not help with that. Honestly, that just kind of sums up high school. Like high school's known for having like little groups, like little cliques of like people with similar interests all being together and everything. I never got into any cliques. Like, I had a few friends here and there, and in like the study hall, I guess. Like, one introduced me to manga. That was kind of cool. Like, I was never really associated with any big group. And even if I was in a group, like the gaming club thing after school, I was always off by myself because, like, I don't play the games that everyone else is playing. And this was back in the days of the Wii U, so the only game that people actually fucking played on the thing was Smash. Like, once Smash came out on Wii U, that might as well have been the only game on the console. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Especially how toxic they were. I don't know how much that toxicity comes from the fact that they're Smash players, considering, like, the fan base, or because they're high schoolers. It's like the freaking Smash community on Twitter. How much of that toxicity is because Smash is Smash, and how much of it is because Twitter is a fucking cesspit? I don't know. Yeah, the community just kind of seems like absolute garbage, and the game itself, I can't get a grip on it. They act like it's a party game. And when I think party game, I think pick up, you get a few basic instructions, or at least they keep it simple, and you play it. It's something that people of all ages can just play because it's extremely simple. Like, the Wii was really good with that. Something like Wii Sports could be considered a party game, if you think about it. Because all of the games played pretty simply, and anyone could fucking play it. I mean, there's a reason why Wiis were really popular in freaking nursing homes. Because even Grandma and Grandpa could play it. You can't say that for most game consoles. You can't say that with most games. But Smash is a lot more complicated. There's dozens of characters, tutorials buried in the settings, so you have to go out of your way to find the damn thing. So it's not really like a pick up and play scenario for most people. Like me, who really doesn't play many fighting games. It just kind of resulted in me just kind of hating Smash Brothers. Like, towards the end of, like, the ultimate character reveals and the directs, I kind of mellowed out a bit on it, being like, cool, new character, it's kind of neat, people are gonna have fun, I guess. I know a lot of people wanted, you know, character so-and-so, like Sora. Sora's the final one, I think. They saved, like, the big one for the end. People really wanted Sora in there. But for them, I don't care. I'm not playing Smash Brothers. It would just make me mad. It would just make me relive memories of pain. There was only one time where I played Smash Brothers and didn't completely hate it. So, I don't know how they do things in other high schools, or even other schools in general. But schools around here tend to have like one day of the year, usually close to summer. We're talking like maybe a couple weeks before summer break starts. And it would just be kind of a free day. Back in elementary and junior high, it was like it was almost like a carnival of sorts. It would be just kind of fun and games. People would set up a little booths to do things. Like fucking ring toss and whatnot. The fire department would come over and teach fire safety with a full-on like miniature house and everything, and they let you like go around inside the truck and everything. It was cool. Then high school comes around, and I'm not in most of them because I'm like homeschooled for the first year and a half, and then it became like a half and half sort of thing for the rest. Jenny! That's one! Alright, I'm probably gonna kill if I try hitting it, so I'm just gonna chuck heal balls at it until I catch it. I got a lot of heal balls for this moment. Hey! First ball! Alright, that's one. That's one. Anyway, as I was saying, thanks to the distraction, dudunsparce. I'm gonna evolve all of them. Like, if I get multiple of one sandwich, I'm gonna evolve them all in a row. So we're gonna go until the sandwich runs out in like 10 minutes. So, as I was saying, there was this thing where there would become a free day. In high school, they dialed back on the carnival stuff, and it kind of just became a big party sort of deal. Like, there were no real carnival games or booths or anything. But there'd still be like, everyone meets up in the old gym, which is in its own building. Because there's the old gym and basketball court, and then like this minute to win it type thing, where it's like a little game show they're holding, in a weird way. So that was kind of cool. It was mostly the day for people to just kind of fuck around because, hey, school's almost out. You probably just got done with your freaking college admission tests, the fucking ACT, SAT stuff. That you just got done with that. Fucking party! And after lunch is when things kind of really shifted. Because outside, there was like a full-on like DJ dance party thing. And inside, in like the music room, they had set up a full-on Smash tournament. Ran by the chemistry teacher again because, you know, he played a lot of games. He knows what he's doing with that sort of stuff. He's into that type of entertainment. And also my history teacher was there to act as a co-commentator. That's important for later. But, because I spent most of my time outside of, like, the parts where, like, full classes go together stuff, I've been spending most of my time just alone. Because I had very few friends, and my friends were just kind of doing other things I just didn't really care that much about. As you could tell, I was very much an outsider in high school. Like, think like characters from like Disney movies about high school where like I don't fit in, and I'm gonna go on some like big hilarious adventure or something. I don't fit in, but I'm gonna make a name for myself or whatever the fuck. Except I don't get that kind of cool Disney Channel movie adventure type thing. I'm just alone. Nothing cool happens. It's just me playing fucking Mega Man with the Wily Wars on the Chromebooks they gave us. That's just me. It's just Wily Wars and Mega Man 7. Just me, by myself, on fucking Chromebook. I'm sitting in the hallway after lunch, and one of my few friends that I somehow had was like, hey, they're doing a big Smash tournament in the music room. I'm just like, great, Smash Brothers, woo-hoo. I wasn't too excited about it. But like, I asked myself, would it be better to go in there and at least like, stay with a friend and maybe at least get to watch and maybe feel some sort of entertainment through osmosis? Or sit around on my own and keep playing Mega Man 3 via Wily Wars like I usually do when I have a bunch of downtime in class because I got all my work done. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I might as well. So I go in the room. It's actually quite a neat setup. So they have like 3 Wii U's there, which is probably the most Wii U's anyone has ever seen in one place. So they have one Wii U hooked up to a projector, which is projecting like the big wall in the back as like the main viewing point for the tournament. And there are a couple of other Wii U's set up to the side with some smaller TVs that people can use for warm-up and just for kind of messing around. And it was like they let anyone play it as they were setting stuff up. But once everything was set up and the tournament officially started, it was just for the people participating to properly warm up and everything. But there were a couple TVs off to the side. And there's one more TV on the other side of the room, but I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. It's important later. But the tournament's about to start, and my chemistry teacher, who's running the thing, is like, hey, we're about to start a tournament. First round's going to be student A, student B. But looking on the sign-up sheet that I had, it seems that one of the students, like student D, didn't show up today. They must have been sick, so there's an empty spot in the tournament if anyone wants it, and nobody fucking wants it. Like, nobody's... Are you fucking kidding me? God fucking damn it! Well, get off the fence we're right on. God damn it! Okay. Fucking hell. Can I please finish my story? I'm invisible now! Okay! Game, what the fuck? I don't understand! I don't understand! God fucking damn it. Okay. While I'm catching this, let me just at least hurry up with the story. So, nobody wants it on the Smash tournament. Nobody wants to fill in the space left by the student who was sick at home. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I know I'm gonna lose because I know how this normally goes because I've been in the gaming group for like a year at that point. And every time I play Smash Bros, or like 2 times, like 8 total rounds, it's always ended in me getting last and not killing anybody. So I accepted the fact I was just not gonna do well. I just knew it was all gonna fall apart really fast. It was gonna suck. I'm like, you know what? This guy's gonna go ahead in the tournament regardless. Maybe I can at least give these people something to watch. Just for a bit. So I'm the only person who volunteers. Caught it. I can tilt the crit catch because the throwing arc gets a little fucked up. But, nobody else wants in. This guy's advancing to the next round regardless. Fuck it, I'm doing it. So I join in. Student C, this is round 2, the first round already happened. Student C fucking picks Link. I pick Kirby because I thought Kirby's cute. Specifically the blue ult, and yes, that is kind of important. We play the round, and of course, I'm just trying to keep the fuck away. I'm just trying to spam Stone Kirby, because God forbid I try anything else. I know I'm not gonna last long anyway. The whole round lasts all of like a minute and a half. It's a miracle it lasted that long. But my history teacher, who's doing co-com, who doesn't know as much about games as my chemistry teacher or anyone else in the fucking room, is like, we have Link fighting against a blue scrubbing bubble. I was like, okay. That made it kind of worth it. Just that little like thing. That was kind of funny. Of course, I lose, and that's pretty much it. But I already admitted defeat at the start, and I actually had fun with it. I had fun knowing I was going to suck, and it was not going to go well. I learned 2 things that day. 1, even if you're no good at something, participate in tournaments run by your school anyway, because the co-commentators can really pick up your slack. And second, being a pessimist is good. Because if you already admit that things aren't going to do well, you're either going to be correct or pleasantly surprised. In this case, both. And that was the only time I have ever enjoyed playing Super Smash Bros. And I don't know if that will change anytime soon. My bets are no. You can come back and quote this clip in like 5 years when I actually get a Smash game to actually play in my own time, and I actually am enjoying it. Like, I get a copy of Smash, I play on stream. If I actually end up enjoying my time with it, you can come back and put this whole bit on like poorly aged things on Twitter. It's like, there you go. Full permission. I've only ever liked playing Smash Bros. That one time for like that minute and a half period. And technically, the story doesn't even end there. After I was done with Smash, I was like, you know what? Might as well sit here. And while I'm sitting and watching like rounds 3, 4, and 5 go by, I look to my left, and another TV is set up. The CRT. Big old 4x3 chunker. And my chemistry teacher had a PS2 that he kept in the gaming for the gaming group. He had like a shelf in the lab in his classroom. So he had a PS2 ready to go, and guess what? He had a fucking copy of Guitar Hero with the guitar system all hooked up and ready to go on that PS2. So I spent like the rest of the day, like a good hour and a half, just playing Guitar Hero. And that was so much more fun than Smash Brothers. It was my first time playing Guitar Hero, and I would never play a Guitar Hero game again because I would just never have the ability to. Like, I don't know if Guitar Hero actually like released on Nintendo consoles, and if it did, I never got it. And I never saw any attachments, so... But the closest thing I know of to a Guitar Hero being on a Nintendo thing was some kid in junior high brought his DS to school once, and he had Guitar Hero on his DS, and it comes with like this little like attachment you shove into the GBA slot that has the Guitar Hero buttons on it. It's not really much of a Guitar Hero game at that point, but it had like the buttons and everything. So whatever. Anyway, got 2 shinies. One's already fucking worthless because of the 2 segment, but I'm keeping it anyway. And then we have this one. Before we do anything, nature guesses on the dudunsparce. I'm gonna guess lax. In the group, and one only know that popping tubers mean the game. We just had like a general gaming group. You going with lax? All right. We have special up, special fits down, rash with no mark. All right. Now the 2 segment dudunsparce. I'm not so good with natures. I keep forgetting most of them. Let's see. I say it's gonna be something not really worth it. I'm gonna say modest. I don't want to keep guessing the same thing every time. Like, going around more variants. I'm bound to hit at some point anyway. I'm bound to get one right. So I'm gonna go modest. What about you, Khalil? And anybody else who may or may not be in chat. I may be going insane. It's a neutral nature, and it's bashful. Still no mark. Okay. So not great. But let's go ahead and see if we can get Hyper Drill on you. Yep. We'll just play Say over Dragon Rush, because who gives a shit. Ta-da! Got Hyper Drill, and then I level it up once. So I have a lot of rare candies. I have more XP can excels. I'm using this. let's see. Moment of truth! Dudunsparce is evolving! That looks like a 2 segment. It wasn't gonna be that easy. That's a 2 segment. Alright. So, second sandwich, we got 2 duds, effectively. I will keep the 1. I have a lot of random stuff in this one, don't worry about it. I'm gonna keep the 1 we got in the wild. This is the one we evolved. I'm just gonna keep it in a box. And when I actually do eventually find the 3 segment, I'm gonna trade out all of like the extras that I don't need. Except for maybe like a normal Dudunsparce if I can. So now, I'm gonna save my game. And we're gonna repeat the process. Wait, what am I doing? You could fucking fly out of Area 0. There we go. Let's fly to Area 0. And now, rejects pile. And then I can duplicate and like put like 2 next to each other. So we can see how many times we failed. I expect like the whole bottom of the screen to be filled with these guys. I will probably need to adjust this stuff later. I still need an overlay for this sort of stuff, but like I've been busy with other things. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna edit this to add an outline. Select color, make it black. There we go. So, that's 2 shinies that have both been worthless. And we're gonna save again. Now that we're in this spot. And we're gonna try again. New picnic, new sandwich. Make a sandwich. I just noticed my team is very purple. I have 0 on my team, the Ceruledge, because it's a ghost type and therefore can't be hit with normal moves. So it can actually kind of defend itself against the Dudunsparce. And of course, I played Violet, so I have Miraidon and the purple school outfit. So everything is very purple today. Creative mode, I keep forgetting about that. So let's see. 2 tofu. I have a lot of tofu apparently. 1 of each bell pepper. 1 of each bell pepper. And prosciutto. And then 2 of Miska. We'll go bitter this time. In reference to Smash Brothers. Because Smash Bros. Makes everyone bitter and mad. Hey, full of hatred. Fuck everything. Alright. Here we go again. Sandwich number 3. Coming up. Again, I will probably need to find a way to grind for Urban Mystica off stream. If anyone has any advice, like any specific raids to be looking out for, let me know. And towards the end of the stream, I may actually do a couple raids. If someone has a raid that might help with Urban Mystica. Don't count on it, but, you know. Someone's corner, don't care, and pick. Alright. That took a bit long. I think the game kind of froze up for a bit. Uh-oh. Alright, with this sandwich, apparently. Again, there's no top bread, so can it really be considered a sandwich? With this sandwich, we go in. Forward ahead. I'm sure there's a list online of raids that do give Urban Mystica, because I'm pretty sure it says it's specific raids. Like, not everything can give it. I know it's locked to 5-star raids, but I'm not sure which 5-star raids can give it. It's probably something on a website somewhere. Just let me know what you find. Research station 4. Meantime, we'll get this sandwich done, and if you find anything, we can take a quick break and do that instead. Anyway. The search resumes. So I was able to talk through a lot of the last sandwich because I have one. That was probably my only interesting story. It's something that could last for any long amount of time. But maybe there's some sort of memory or something I can dig up. I don't know. It's funny, actually. Hang on. Every 5 seconds, 7 story, but different ones get one. I know it's luck. I know it's a chance, but I think that some have higher chances than others, maybe? Like, I don't, like, in the event ones, there's usually no help either, because I grinded the fuck out of that Ditto event we recently had, so I can get a 6 IV one, and I got a shiny one out of it, which is pretty cool. I was grinding for that like crazy. No Urban Mystica drops. So I don't think events allow for Urban Mystica. So they can lock it. It is possible they have locked it for some of these. It wouldn't surprise me. As I was saying, I actually kind of recently found out that Markiplier had a fucking podcast. It's called Distractable. And I find out about it because an animation about the Bob's Fridge story showed up and recommended. It's now become my favorite animation. And I'll admit, watching that made me want to do a podcast like that. Get a couple friends together and do a podcast. I have no idea how to set that stuff up. My mic quality isn't very good for it, so that's a microphone for it. And even if I did, I don't really have interesting stories to tell. Like, I don't have any stories about fucking fridge delivery that can go on for fucking 35 minutes and be really engaging and interesting because workers are incompetent. The most interesting story I could tell was probably that Smash Bros. Story I just told. I don't know if I have anything else. My life ain't that interesting. I don't think so. There was some Boy Scout stuff, I guess, but a lot of that stuff was just kind of menial bullshit. I'll be went on camping trips, and I just didn't like it much because of the bugs, and it was really like some bonfire ritual thing, and the Eagle Scouts got to go off and sleep in a whole separate section by themselves, I think. I don't know. Already! Now the shiny luck's going nuts. Okay, apparently, I just need to say some sort of story vaguely related to my past, and the shiny dudunsparces will come. My god! This is crazy! I gotta do more hunts like this on stream. I have to at this point. I fucking have to. Holy shit! That's 3 shinies today! Remember, I don't have the charm yet. I've not completed my Pokedex. I don't have the charm yet. This is just from the sparkly power. This is nuts! This is fucking nuts! Caught it! Let's go! This is crazy! This is fucking crazy! That's 3 in the span of like 15 minutes, I think! Like something close to that, I think! Holy shit! Alright! So that's 3. Technically 2, because I don't know if the wild dudunsparce should count. That's neat. What do you know? What do you know? Hell yeah. This hunt might actually be faster than expected. Oh my god. So, I'm not really sure I have any good stories to tell. I mean, I might have some stories. I don't know. I can't do it unprompted. Like, I can't just come up with most of these on my own. I guess I could talk about art class. I'm kind of sick of telling it, because I've told it so many times to my parents. Other people online have heard it multiple times. And honestly, it's just kind of rough and annoying. I think I may have mentioned it on stream. Like, on this stream before. But not this exact stream. But like, streaming. I totally have told the art story before. High school art class and how fucking terrible it was. It wasn't a fun time. It wasn't the curriculum's fault. Like, I'm not really good with art. Like, graphic design is very much not my passion. I cannot do things with my hands that involve creating art. Everything I draw looks like a kindergartner drew it, and it's just a piece of garbage. And my voice is slowly becoming Mr. Land as I just try to do a stupid voice with a bullshit explanation. Now I can't art! It's hard to art when you don't have hands. My sinuses were not ready for that, clearly. the art part itself is really not much of a problem. Well, I wouldn't say anything that made me look good, per se. But you could tell there was still some effort being put into it. And I got the shit end of the stick, apparently, when it came to this art class. So I don't know how other high schools do things, or like, in other countries. I don't know if the Netherlands have any fucking special requirements for graduating high school or anything. You'd have to let me know about that, Quill. What the fuck is over there? What the fuck is that over there? What is that? That's a bit weird. There's TM over here. A really good spot for seeing a bunch of dudunsparce, apparently. Outrage! It's a new TM for me! I don't even know what TMs yet. I still have a few gaps. A 5-star raid. We could try a few 5 stars after this. Try to see if I can get some Urban Mystic out of it. But, I don't know how art requirements are for, like, other states and other countries or anything. But here, you gotta have certain numbers of credits. Like, certain numbers of classes need to be taken and passed in certain, like, specific subjects. One of which being a fine arts credit. So you either need to take band for a year, choir for a year, or at the very least take art 1. And because most people in high school cannot play an instrument and cannot sing, and confidence that they can just kind of breeze past those classes, most people just tend to autopilot through art 1 just to get a credit and get it over with. Except for me. Even though I'm not great with art, I do like messing around with stuff with my hands. I'm not great at it. I think all the art I've ever made looks like absolute trash. But I at least tried, and it's fun. I find enjoyment in it. I don't really do it much nowadays because getting the supplies for it could be a bit of a pain, and art class is always the excuse to do the more different things, like, I don't know, watercolor, I guess. I don't have paints here. But, well, I was engaged the entire time and definitely gave it my all. Nobody else in high school really seems to. They just see Art 1 as a free credit because it's a fucking it's a participation grade for the most part. As long as you get like a C or a D, you'll still get the credit just fine. Like, who cares? Your GPA suffers a bit, but no one gives a damn. Like, it doesn't really matter much in high school. Like, high school's the point where you've been in school for over a decade and you're just sick of it and you just want to go out and party. And then you go to college and you get stuck in student loan debt, but at least you had some kick-ass parties in your dorms or something. I don't know. To this day, I've never had a fucking party at all. I've never really held that sort of thing. I mean, we've had family gatherings here in the new house, but that's about it. I haven't like invited people over for a party or anything. I could never do something like that. I'm sorry. It's never happening. So, what do you get when you have a room of 25 students and only one of them really seems to give a shit? Probably the worst Art 1 class ever. And my poor, poor art teacher. I feel so sorry for her. Because she had clearly not dealt with that many slackers and overall pains in the ass in one class before. Like, I've asked her about it, and she told me that, yeah, she's used to seeing a few. Like, she's seen a few people who acted differently, or didn't really behave well, or just didn't give a shit, but never a large majority of a class. Oh, I found the Miraidon! I found the other Miraidon, not doing that yet, no thank you. No thank you, I'm not doing this yet, I'm going this way. I gotta find my way back to the main path, because I need to get more dudunsparce! But now I know where to go. But, my poor art teacher, I asked her about it, she's like, yeah, I've dealt with a few troublemakers, never a whole class. That was probably one of the worst art classes I've ever taught, and I'm sorry. Didn't help me feel any better about it. Because now I know I was just given the short end of the stick. Well, yeah, I don't want to catch it yet, though. Because A, I'm busy shiny hunting for dunsparce, and also I want to catch it so I can trade it out. When I trade it out to get a Koraidon and finish the Pokedex, but I'm not doing that yet. I want to wait till the Quaxly Hunt's done. I want to make absolutely sure I don't get it. But, it was pretty rough. So, I hate telling the story because it just gets kind of aggravating, just depressing after a while. I'm in too deep now. So, like I said, there's like 25 of us total. And I was the one who gave a shit. Like, I was the hard worker. I was the guy who actually had some shiny! I was the only guy that had a general interest in art to any extent. And wasn't just doing it because of the credit. I did it because, hey, the credit's nice. Got it. Credit's nice, but, like, also, art's just kind of fun. I had fun with it. But most people don't really seem to see it that way, clearly. So you have like another group of kids, and yes, they're high schoolers, and they're very mature, they're kids. So there's like 5 of them, they're like I guess they're kind of a clique, it's like a small friend group. They probably hang out a lot after school, or for extracurricular activities. Just kind of fuck around doing, you know, typical, like, rebellious teenager bullshit, like, whatever. And you have, like, the 2 girls who you swear to God are sisters, but they definitely aren't. But they totally seem like they could be. Who just spent most of their times on their phones. So, like, Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat the entire fucking time. There was one kid who graduated a bit early because he got all the credits he needed. He was actually kind of a nice guy. He was kind of a nice guy. He didn't show up for like the last half of the year though, because again he graduated early. I don't know how the hell he managed that. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I never skipped grades or anything. I don't know any of that stuff. I have no idea how you even do that sort of stuff. But there's that, and then the rest of people, not necessarily were on social media, but definitely were fucking around on their phones. They're playing games and shit. Not so much being annoying, it's not really caring, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. We're mainly going to be focusing on this retelling of the worst art class ever had. On me and the group of, like, 5 kids in the little friend group who just really don't give a shit. At all. Because they're rebellious teenagers who just need some sort of discipline, clearly. Something was wrong with them. I don't know. Check the wall. Are you shiny? No. Wall dunsparces are apparently very common down here. Like, I know they can dig, but wow. I don't remember all of their names, but the one that I really remember, we're gonna call him Duck. If you know his real name, you'll know why I nicknamed him Duck. I don't want to give out his actual name, so I'm gonna call him Duck. So Duck, his little group of friends, they're fucking around doing their, usual rebellious teenager, don't give a shit, just kind of autopilot the class, everything's gonna be fine, who gives a damn. And I'm doing my art project. I forget what we were doing at the time, but I was doing an art project. It's fairly early on in the years. We were probably just doing like fucking some sort of like it may have been around the point we were starting to learn about perspective shots. It may have been around that time. So we're doing that, and I swear to God, I'm hearing some sort of like high-pitched sound. It's like varying in pitch, like a. What is that? I'm looking around. I'm not seeing anything that could really make that noise. It's kind of echoing around the entire classroom, which really wasn't built like a typical classroom. It was kind of built like a greenhouse. Like one wall was like 50% window, and there were a lot of plants inside. Plants are apparently something that artists really love. Some, like, still life, I don't know. But, it was almost like kind of like a greenhouse. So it kind of started, like, this weird high-pitched sound. Just kind of starts echoing around the entire room. And nobody's bringing any attention to it, but it's annoying the fuck out of me. It's really distracting. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? I'm looking around, and this goes on for like a week of this noise just happening. I have no idea what the fuck it is, and it's annoying me, and it's distracting me, and I can't get my work done properly. Eventually, I look behind me, and I notice one of the group of 5 had his phone out, messing with a fucking dog whistle app, and he was just fucking around with it. I don't know what the fuck the point of that was. Was that a fucking internet trend at the time? Or was that like a thing a popular YouTube did for you, just messing around with like shitty, near useless apps? I don't know why I'd be fucking around with a dog whistle app in class, but it definitely fucking was. Maybe it was like a fidget thing for him, I don't know. He's just moving the slider up and down to change the pitch of this fucking dog whistle, and when it reaches certain points, I can fucking hear it. I can hear, like, some of the lower tones of a dog whistle, apparently. I've always had somewhat sensitive ears. Apparently it has something to do with the autism. I don't fully understand it. I thought it would just made your social skills absolute garbage and made you kind of insufferable. But no, apparently also like rewires your senses to make them a lot more sensitive. Which may explain why I was scared of thunderstorms so much as a kid. But I thought it was the loudest thing was for me. Apparently the high pitch thing was also really sensitive to. Like I can hear the high pitched sound. Like, for those of you who have heard the high pitched sound of a CRT, we're talking that maybe a little higher. I can hear it pretty well. And at points, it gives me a fucking headache. It gives me a fucking headache having to listen to it. And I'm like, hey, can you stop messing with that? You're really trying to annoy me with that thing. And like, you can't hear that. That's a dog whistle. Humans can't hear that. But I'm like, how would I know what the fuck is happening if I can't hear it even a bit? And you can definitely hear some of the lower tones in that slider. And eventually I'm like, hey, Miss Art Teacher. I'm not going to say her name. Miss Art Teacher, these kids are annoying me. They're messing around with like a dog whistle app on their phones, trying doing their work. And it's giving me like, it's annoying me, it's distracting me, giving me a bit of a headache even. And she gets them to stop, and apparently, because I was a tattletale, because I just wanted to actually focus on my fucking work, because again, I was the only kid in that entire class who actually gave some little bit of shit about the class. I apparently just made them, I apparently just made like fucking full-on enemies with these people. Especially Duck. Again, I call him Duck because if you knew his real name, you know why I call him Duck, but like I'm not gonna say his real name on stream. But God forbid I tell the teacher that I'm being distracted by people in class. God forbid I tell the teacher these kids are giving me a fucking headache and I need to get my work done and I can't work in these conditions. Oh, that's a terrible thing to do, apparently. I have just made class-long enemies. Not lifelong. I think he's probably mailed up by now, but definitely the entire class. He fucking hates me. Or he definitely gets a kick out of messing with me. And, oh my fucking god, he and his little posse spent the entire year fucking with me by any means necessary. Whether it be just trying to fuck around with fidget spinners, because those were really popular back then, or making Harambe jokes the entire time, which I found really annoying. And because I don't understand why the fuck Harambe became as big of a meme as it was. Especially the Dick South of Harambe thing. What the hell was that about? I honestly prefer the story that happened around the same time, where the penguin was a penguin, I think in a Japanese zoo that fell in love with a fucking cardboard cutout of an anime girl. And then it passes away a few months after everyone finds out about it, so they make a new cardboard cutout with the anime girl and the penguin, and then another penguin falls in love with that cardboard cutout. Like, why wasn't that a big meme? But, anyway. Like, little bits like insults, making stupid noises, because, you know, immature teenager. That's their set of humor. So they were just trying to annoy my enemies necessarily. It was fucking working for a while. Eventually, we had to, like, we changed seats across that fucking class, like, 5 times. And it wasn't just because of me and the problems with the fucking posse. Because no one seemed to really give a shit, my poor art teacher tried to separate all the friend groups and shit. It did not work out too well, clearly. No matter what she did. She eventually tried forcing everyone to lock up their backpacks in like another room in like a storage closet so that way no one can have their phones out or anything. Like keep your phones, your other technological shit, and anything else that might be distracting, to keep it in the side room. She gave up on that for like 2 weeks because people would just bring stuff in anyway and she just could not control them. I feel so sorry for her. But I fucking listen. I actually gave a shit. Maybe part of the reason why I had no fucking life in high school, but you know what? I like art. I'm shit at it, but I like art. And I want to actually have time to experiment with some of this shit. Because of the stuff, like, we physically got the final on day 1. It's like a semi-syllabus. So this is the stuff we're going to be learning. We never learned weaving. I wanted to know about weaving. Like, it may be kind of boring and basic to most people, but like, I always found it kind of fascinating that you could make baskets. Like, weaving the in and out just the right way that it just kind of holds together. I wanted to know how to do that. It's a little scientific angle to it. It genuinely kind of interested me. We never got to learn about it because we were so held back because my art teacher, she wanted to have due dates for the art projects, but she kept pushing them back because nobody except for me was anywhere close to finishing most of them. So we're a couple months in, and the free time I have from finishing my art projects is effectively another study hall for me. So I'm getting my work done. But eventually, I'm getting my work done so fast, both in the class the homework's for, and in that art class, that I have literally nothing to do. I have literally nothing to do at that point. So, my art teacher knows I'm kind of twiddling my thumbs, nothing to do. And she tells me, hey, you're not really busy with anything, and you've been doing a great job getting your work done. How would you like to help me, like, do some stuff around the art room? Like, clean the sinks, and, you know, that sort of general stuff. I'm like, alright, hell yeah. So I spent most of my time in art class while everyone else was fucking slowly but surely just making C or D worthy projects. I spent most of that time cleaning out sinks, which does sound kind of boring and trivial, but I actually kind of enjoyed it because I knew I was helping out the art teacher, because I knew she was definitely having a hard time keeping these students, you know, like on task and everything. She was having a rough time. Anything to help her out, any little thing, I was happy to help her. Apparently, I guess it only fueled the fire against my rivals, the Duck Posse, because I guess they saw me as a teacher's pet or something. Maybe they get more respect from the teacher instead of just anger and like the occasional like exhausted sighing. If you actually bother to do your work, and not be an absolute crummy student, like whatever. He and his posse decide to do the next big thing. Fuck with me while cleaning the sinks and make that chore. So it starts off with Duck. I'm cleaning the sinks one day. He goes to the sink next to me. So like on the wall, like along the wall in the art room, there's like 3 sinks with a couple of like cabinets above each sink. And it goes along the wall. And then there's counters separating each sink and all that. And it's all like covered in like paint stains and stuff, because that's where you were like washing out all your like paints and stuff from like little paint trays from your like, paint projects, I guess. And like other miscellaneous little bits of gross art filth, I guess. A lot of it just kind of caked on the bottom of the sink. So I'm cleaning and scraping and stuff the entire time. So I'm cleaning one of the sinks. Duck gets to a sink, like he gets up and goes to a sink next to me, and I'm like, "Hey, Duck, I don't think you're done with your work. You've been slacking off for most of this year. I'm not sure the teacher would be okay with you helping out like this." And he's like, "Oh, it'll be fine, whatever." I'm like, "Well, okay." Giving him the benefit of the doubt, like maybe actually fucking like turn in something. Like he's okay with a C or a D, fine. Maybe he's actually doing some more with his posse or whatever. Nope, it was all part of a bigger scheme. So, another one of his posse members shows up and starts messing with the other thing. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. They take a big thing of, like, dish soap from under the sink, and I'm like, hey, I don't think you should be messing with that. Like, I was given permission to, like rinse out the sink with, like, the little, like, shower nozzle type thing they have there. Kind of spray it down, like, like scrape up the caked in stuff. Like, I don't think, even then, like, using dish soap. Not, like, proper, like, cleaning a sink material, like, just dish soap. Which would be fine for, like, cleaning off, like, little things you keep it painted. But not so good for putting in a sink. And it looks like the sandwich right now. Go ahead and finish the story real quick. So, he's like, it's fine. It's soap. It's fine. Whatever. And again, I'm just like, whatever. Do your thing. I'm probably to clean up your fucking mess anyway. Whatever. He proceeds to dump in, like, half of this fucking thing. And it's not like one of those, like, little bottles that maybe has, like, a liter, I guess. Maybe, like, a couple quarts. No. We're talking like this full-on, like, huge gallon of dish soap. Like, clearly meant to be used to refill, like, little, squirt bottles. Definitely meant to be, like, a refilling thing. Not so much for using on its own. And he just proceeds to dump half of that fucking gallon straight down the sink. And I'm like, are you... I don't think it... No, stop. Don't do it. I get a teacher. She's like, hey, don't waste all my soap. Get back in your seats and do your stuff. 5 minutes later, they're back. Again, I feel so sorry for my poor teacher. So they come back, and this time, they have another bright idea. White paint, they said they found. No, wait, no. I'm getting this wrong. I got backwards. They said they found bleach. They said they found bleach, and they're dumping that in the sink this time. I'm like, I don't think, again, not really that effective for it, I guess. Like the fucking dish soap. And also, you're dumping, like, a good half gallon down the sink again. I was like, it's bleach. It's fine. It's even better than dish soap. Then why didn't you start with it? I'm noticing that it's leaving, like, a little, like, flakes on the sink, because not all of it goes quite down, and it's trying to dry. And there's, like, little flakes of it in the sink, and I'm like, I don't think bleach is supposed to flake like that. I gotta go look at the label. It's white paint. They're dumping, like, a fucking half gallon of white paint straight down the sink. I'm a teacher, and while I'm getting the teacher to get this guy away from the sinks and let me do my fucking job, a little bit of volunteer work to help with the teacher because she really needed the help, Duck decides to get blue paint and just finger paint my fucking name in the sink and then try to pin me for it. Which obviously didn't fucking work because I was the only person in that whole art class who showed any bit of respect and any amount of responsibility. So she knew I wasn't going to do something like that. She knew me better than that. So, yeah. After that, she gets him back to his seat and it never really bothered me while messing with the sink ever again. So at one point, I do remember, at least at one point, someone taking, like, the shower hose thing they have there, maybe meant for, like, helping to rinse off stuff, and, like, spraying me with it. I don't remember exactly when that was. That may have been during that big fiasco I just said. I don't remember the exact time it happened, but it happened. It was fucking stupid and annoying. So more little incidents like that happen every now and again, with Drake and his posse being annoying little pieces of shit. And now we're at clay. We're now at the point where we're sculpting out, like, clay vases and stuff. Oh boy! This is the part where it gets even more annoying. We're just starting. We're getting our equipment to properly sculpt. I get fucking poked with a clay sculptor. Drake? I just said his name. Fuck. He's right behind me. He pokes me with the clay sculptor. And it hurts. I'm like, hey, don't stab me with a fucking clay sculptor. He's like, no. Duck's just like, nope. I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck you. He uses a better job of hiding from the teacher this time. So, Duck, he's just done with it. He stops and left that one dead. A few days passed. We've made considerable progress. As in, I've made considerable progress, and everyone else is mainly just fucking around with the clay, making things that definitely are not vases. Like anything of the sort. I've effectively sculpted out the entire vase, but I was not given proper instruction on what to do next, because she didn't want to spend all the directions at once, because A, she figured A, they probably wouldn't remember, and B, they probably weren't going to get that up point anyway. So I didn't know what to do next. So I get to find the teacher. She's on the other side of the room, and she wasn't going to, see my hand being raised or anything. Apparently, that was a big mistake. Not because I got in trouble for getting up out of my seat. Like, she knows. Like, she's okay with me getting up out of my seat, because she knows, like, if I'm out of my seat, I'm done. Like, I have a reason for getting up out of my seat. I'm not just trying to goof off. And she just gave me direction for the next. And behind me, without either of us knowing, Doc gets this big plastic penny that the art teacher has, which is probably meant to be used as like a stencil for tracing perfect circles. And he just jams it into the side of the vase. Like, fucking really wedges it in there, so there's like this big crease in the side now. I get over and I see this big plastic penny just jammed in the side. I'm like, Doc! He gets reprimanded again. I get the fucking penny out, and I take like 10, 15 minutes to fix a little like crease in there. And I give him up to get like a last little things I need in order to finish up. He comes back and jams the penny in the top of the vase now. I'm like, fucking god damn it. Like, I'm not actually saying the swear words. I'm definitely trying to hold back. Like, I do not swear in the class. I probably should have at some point. Like, I was getting to the point where I was just getting annoyed, frustrated. I would get bullied so much and just teased and messed with so much. I actually ended up crying at one point after school. My cousin posted a full like paragraph to Facebook about how people were being a piece of shit to me. It's like, how fucking dare you? Like, that was a big thing for the family. Like, you fucking like pieces of shit in high school are messing around with my autistic cousin. Like, what is wrong with you people? The full paragraph was being really upset. We're still not done. But before we continue, 2 new shinies. Nature guesses? God fucking damn it. Okay. I'm gonna say Rash for this one. It seemed to work out before. Attack up, special defense down. Naughty, no mark. Other one, let's go back to the one we did. Yeah, I'll go with what you're doing with that one. We'll go with mild. Speed down, just like up. Quiet, no mark. Alright, that's fine. So while we're evolving these guys, actually, I need to make sure that moves are correct. I was not paying attention to that. Moves hyper drill. So, we're towards the end of the year now. And we've gotten to the point where we're now learning paper mache stuff. Most people are getting assigned to do, like, people. Because, like, something basic. Because I'm actually willing to get the work, put in the work, I get assigned to do something. You can do anything. I make a rabbit. Like a big, fat rabbit. Because I put way too much paper mache on the damn thing. But I make like a rabbit. And I'm allowed to like spray paint it and like put little like things on its head to make little eyes. Like I'm gonna go the full 9 yards on it. Like I'm allowed to do a little bonus extra shit. Like no one else is gonna be doing this, but there's like a little thing like, hey, you did really good. You're gonna get this actually done. we're gonna have time because we keep pushing shit back. Sorry about not doing weaving, but like, go on and fully decorate your little rabbit. So, I'm now that she gets the brown spray paint, tells me like, I've set up paper outside for you. We don't want you like spray paint on the sidewalk because that would be damaging school property or some bullshit along those lines. And I'm out there doing that, and I actually finish. I finished spray painting the rabbit. All is good. I make one critical error though. I leave the spray paint can outside while going in to tell the teacher I'm done. I didn't know where I need to put it, while it dries, and what to do with it. I made a huge mistake doing that and leaving the can out there because, wouldn't you know it, some of Drake's posse comes out. I say his real name again, but fuck at this point. Some of his posse comes out, starts messing around with a paint can. Luckily not spraying like the grass and the sidewalk, but instead spray painting penises all over the little newspaper outside that was set out just to prevent the sidewalk from getting all painted. They paint little fucking penises on the newspaper. Immature little bastards. Oh, I was sick of it at this point. Like I started with annoyance, then frustration, then like crying at home out of like anger and sadness and just getting bullied and shit, to now just pure like aggravation, like, God fucking damn it, here we go again. I'm just done. The 5 stages of grief. Kinda. It was kinda at that point. Like, I was not in acceptance, or I wasn't like bargaining or like acceptance or anything. I was just like maybe I was getting kind of close to acceptance. Like, I wasn't really accepting. I didn't like it. I wasn't really accepting it. I was just fucking done. I was like, look, you're so close to the end of the year. You got like 3 more weeks. You can make it through this, and you never have to worry about these pieces of shit ever again. I know you hate them, but they won't be in your life after this. You can just move on and be done with it. Last day of class comes around. No, like the weekend before the last day of class comes around. It's like, we're talking like the last Friday of the year. The last Friday. Things are winding down, though, to be fair, for me, they were winding down, and for everyone else, they shut off like 3 or 4 months ago, and they were barely even on to begin with. They just don't seem to care about any sort of discipline whatsoever, because now everyone's on their phones. And now they're going on fucking Snapchat and Instagram, not just to view things, but actively post things. So now we have like people in Duck's fucking posse actively posting some Snapchat. And of course they all fucking follow each other. So that's the point where the teacher says, you know what? I've dealt with your shit the entirety of the year. You guys have been awful. And now you're recording yourself in class. Like, that's not even allowed. Honestly, I do think classrooms need some sort of surveillance system in them in order to, let parents see what's going on in classrooms. But, like, back when I was in high school, like, you were not allowed to use your phone camera or anything for any reason outside of, like, taking a picture for the notes. So, like, recording little videos of yourself and putting on the Snapchat was something that was not allowed. And the teacher finally understands that this has been going on for too long. It's probably too little too late, but fuck it, you're going out in the hall. So he goes out in the hall. And I think Duck does as well, and then they were both doing it. She did not confiscate their phones, though. Rookie mistake. Couple minutes go by, and a bunch of people's phones go off with fucking Snapchat notifications. And my teacher just so happened to be right next to one of the posse when the notification went off, and the kid opens up the phone, and it's not Duck, it's the other guy who was sent in the hallway. It's a video he posted in the Snapchat of him in the hallway being like, "It's so not fair. The teacher was so mean and put us out in the hallway and punished us. We didn't do anything wrong." And that just set something off in the teacher. Like, she sent them both straight to the principal's office, and they were sent home immediately. That was just it. Unfortunately, that was effectively giving them a free weekend. They gave them a free, like, half a day off, and because it was on Friday, they got the whole weekend, too. It was not a punishment in the slightest. They come back on Monday. I got too little too late. You should have just given them the full, like, ban hammer, like, "You're not allowed in my class, you had to sit in the like, not go home, you have to sit in the principal's office with, like, him monitoring you to make sure you're actually doing something productive with your time." It should have been that. And it should have been that, like, 3 months ago. You could tell she was not used to dealing with so many problem students at once. And I'm really focusing on the posse because they were messing with me specifically, but the whole class was just goofing off, messing around the whole time. The posse was probably just the worst for her. It was worse for me, too. So, like, and year comes around, we just got done with our finals. So now we're spending, like, the last, like, 15 minutes all just kind of messing around because, like, the finals just kind of easy. And she gave us the answers to the last few because we never got to weaving or anything. She just gave us the answers to those, just 3 points. I say to leave it up to guessing and then just give me full credit regardless. Or just only tell me the right answers so I can get credit for them. And, like, they don't deserve the bonus points. Like, they don't deserve the points, dude. Don't even give them any sort of sympathy. No. Heck, if she wouldn't have just given the answers, or only gave the answers to me, like, I would have passed perfectly. I would have gotten the A. Some of them may have actually failed. And then it's the class again. Like, teach them a fucking lesson. No. Too much sympathy from the teacher. Too much. So, the last few minutes, things are calming down. And without the teacher's permission or anything, I get from my seat, and I walk up to Duck. And I just rant at him about he and his posse are some of the worst people I've ever met. And now they've been torturing me for the entirety of this art class with their fucking shenanigans. Especially him. He was definitely the fucking worst. Because only he jammed a penny into the vase. Only he poked me with a clay sculptor. I held back swears, but I was still really mad at him. I was just letting it all out. And he just gave me a smug fucking grin like he won. And honestly, maybe he did. But all these, again, people are like, just ignore him. How can you fucking ignore him when he's actively ruining your art projects, attacking you with fucking art utensils, and getting in the way of you helping the teacher out of the kindness of your own heart? Like, I could have declined that. I could have sat there and twiddled my thumbs the entire time, but I actually want to have the teacher with the things. So I can't ignore them. They're constantly getting away with everything. They're constantly being annoying pieces of shit. They're actively engaging in physical stuff. It got to the point where I'm being pushed and thrown on the ground and the teacher, like, suspends them or something. No. But enough to be annoying. And still, like, again, poking me with a clay sculptor. Like, maybe like a little scraper thing. I don't know what that tool was. I'm glad it was plastic. I'm glad it was fucking plastic. It was pointy enough to kind of hurt, but it wasn't enough to break skin, thank God. I should just put this on. It was the last day of the fucking year. And I think I would have been completely justified in just yelling obscenities to his face. Just, you absolute fucking piece of human garbage. You've caused so much pain with you and your goddamn posse. I should just went on him. I held back a bit, but I feel like I had to get some of it off my chest. Like, I had to deal with this bullshit for a year. Like, winter break in the middle, yeah, but like a full year of that bullshit. Not gonna let him go without at least airing my grievances. I would pass him in the hallway a couple times the following year, and he would give me more smug grins, and I would just give him stares of, hey, you're still here. I was not happy to see him. But luckily we never talked again, and I only ever saw him in the hallway a couple times, and I have not seen him since. Thank God. I'm willing to bet that I'm hoping by some miracle he at least matured somewhat and isn't a complete piece of shit anymore. But honestly, I can't even tell. And that is the story of the worst art class ever taught. And it's not because of the fucking curriculum. So now I've used up both of my really good stories. Now I can never do a podcast. Let's just evolve these dunsparce already, because I've been delaying it for too long. Dunsparce is evolving. That's a 2 segment. Another fail. Another will do to taste. That's 3. One more. Ooh, not quite enough to level them up. I'll just chuck my smalls into them. There we go. Dunsparce is evolving. Two segment. Alright. That's 4 rejects so far. We're gonna line up the whole border with these guys at some point. So, no 100 chance. But, Khalil, you said you had some 5 stars? 5-star raids? What you got? I want to see if I have something prepared for them. I need to replace that light. I need to replace this light down here. It's buzzing and the light's starting to go out, but sometimes it actually gets its shit together and it still works. And I'm like, is it really that time to replace it? I probably should, but like, it's still somewhat working. I don't know. So, like, what raids specifically do you have? I want to make sure I have some fighting and fighting. You have 2 fighting raids. So, like Armor Rouge might work, I guess. What are the actual Pokemon? What are the actual Pokemon for this? Because if I know the Pokemon, I know what moves they have and if I like resist or not. So I might have to take another route with it. If it's fighting, I may go flying instead if you're like ground type or something, you know? Like Flamigo would be really good here. I have Armor Rouge and Flamigo ready to go, like freaking trained up and everything. I used Flamigo for, I think, the Decidueye raids. And Armor Rouge was... What did I use Armor Rouge for the Cinderace? His Cinderace was fire, so it resisted, and then second that was a Fighting Terra? Grimmsnarl, which I have one in another box. So it's Dark Fairy. So I want to bring Flamigo to that one. No, I don't. Shit! Both of these are actually kind of bad. Because Dark's against Psychic. And Fairy's good against Fighting, I think. I may bring in Tinkaton, actually. And just play rough and sword stance and shit. So Tankaton's going in. And then what's the other one? I kind of like how I have the dudunsparce at the bottom. Just aligned perfectly, so it looks like they're part of the bottom like border of the menu. It kind of looks really pleasing. I like the way this looks. It's actually kind of satisfying. I think because they're all using the same file and they're all referencing each other. They're all like in sync, movement-wise. So they're all like moving together in unison. It's surprisingly satisfying looking. I love this. Just write it down. I might as well get Armor Rouge and Flamigo out. Just so they're in my party, so I know like what exactly I'm dealing with here. So I guess I can have Gardevoir is not leveled up very much for it. It's not fully level 100 because I have like Zero, Donald Duck, Whoopi, Gary, Queen, Halloween, and there's one more. I think I have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 7th one somewhere. I had 7 because I replaced Halloween with Queen. Hey, here's Toad. I'm gonna move Toad actually a little closer so I know where he is. Tatsugiri, that's... Hang on, I have to look that one up again. Is that one... Is that one the most dragon? Is it just water? Dragon water. I don't think you need level 100s or 5 stars. I think you can manage with like level 80s and such, but like some of my Pokemon are just like a little bit under that, and I don't know if that's good enough. Like if you have like level 80 stuff, I think you'll be fine. So Tatsugiri will be Dragon Water. So Armor Rouge is just bad. And Flamigo might not be much help. So I think I bring... You have 80 90? That should be fine. I think Tinkaton will be in charge for both then. I think Tinkaton will be good for both. Because the fairy is good against... The fairy like makes the dragon moves not do anything from the Tatsugiri. It has steel moves. No, it's just not going to be good against the fighting stuff. It should at least resist anything Grimmsnarl uses. Do Tattoo first. Either way, I think Tinkaton's going to be the one leading the charge here. I'm going to put you in the front so I don't have to worry about it. Just, send me the codes. Make sure you're connected online. I want to say make sure you're connected online because I participated in Terrible Tavi's Surprise Egg Sundays. He forgot to turn on online when trading out a batch of eggs last time. That was funny. 4F86B2. Anyone else watching, feel free to join in on these raids. That's a 6-star Ditto. Cool. I heard it perfect. Who cares? 4F86B2. Anyone else who's watching stream and has Scarlet or Violet, feel free to join in if you want to. I'm ready to go. I should be able to handle this fine with Tinkaton. I think Tinkaton will be able to handle both. Because I think Fairy is good against fighting, and because it's Fairy, it can be hit by Dragon moves, and it should be able to resist Dark and Fairy moves with Grimmsnarl. So I think this might be the best bet. I think this will be the best bet going in. Tinkaton's actually really good. Yeah, go ahead and wait the full time. You can still click it, you're ready. If you don't click it, you're ready, it's gonna kick us all out regardless. So like, click it, you're ready to go. Don't start it. Like, click it, you're ready, and then just wait out the timer. It'll happen eventually. There you go. Now we just wait a minute and a half. Gonna get a drink of water real quick. I have a water bottle right next to me for situations just like this. Telling 2 long stories about high school. Probably the only 2 long, interesting stories I have about high school. You're a bit thirsty. That's some good water. Some good water. So, you know, I probably should have worked somewhere else before doing this. Because the atmospheric sounds of, like, the Area Zero entrance are already quiet. And then they're basically near silent. And I don't even think they even pick up with how... I have it set to the capture card only... Like, it lowers the volume of it. So it's like 28.9 decibels below the source. Which is lowered enough to the point where I think the somewhat muted, like somewhat quiet down audio from the Area Zero entrance is not even being picked up on stream. So it just sounds like the game audio just isn't working. For the next raid, I'm gonna like go outside and we'll have like music going, so it's not just silence with me just talking like this. I think he'll be fine. As long as there's any dragon moves, I think he'll be okay. Because dragon's weak to dragon. I think he'll be okay. Just keep in mind that, for Terra raids, like, in the future and everything, make sure you're getting stuff that's good against the Terra type. Because when they're in Terra like this, their typing effectively changes. We have a Sylvie on here, we're fine. Hell yeah. We got some good stuff this time. Sword stance to increase attack. Oh yeah, look at that! We're doing like so much already. I haven't even got my sword stance through yet. Scanner, but it won't do anything to me because I didn't actually attack it yet. And now we play rough, and it should do a big chunk. There we go. I'll probably get in a couple more sword stances and just knock the thing out entirely, but you know, filling water, that's not gonna do much. And even then, it's on the AI, so counter. Uh-oh. That's bad. Hit stab. Oh, that one shot! Oh. That's bad. So special moves are the way to go, but I don't have any. Yay! Yeah, we're still fine though. Katsugiri. Use your Terra when you can, I guess, if it's any good. I appear to be locked up right now. There we go. Actually, put me back in the battle. Mold Breaker. I don't know what the fuck that does. The dragon. Maybe get some stab off. I wish I could select a move while I'm waiting. It's just taking your time. Good thing you teared when you did. I think just to be safe. Game! Hello! When's my turn? I hate these Terra raids. It's not letting me do anything. Game! Hello! Are you gonna let me do anything? Okay, the game's not working. It's not letting me actually do anything. And I think Dragapult may have been a bad choice. And apparently I don't resist fighting. So it can just one-shot me with counter for too much damage. I need no course of action. Give me a second to would help. It's not letting me do anything! I'm gonna clip this. I can't do anything. Where is the menu? I am locked up. It's not letting me do anything. What the fuck is this? Hello? Let's do something, right? You gonna let me in? No! I couldn't do anything for half that fight. And that's why I like the turn-based stuff from Gen 8, even though I've never played it. I'm just locked up. I'm locked in like this. What the fuck do I do? I'm stuck like this. The menu was not popped up for half of this damn battle. I did nothing. Got one shot with counter, and then the entire game broke. Okay, next time, let's keep in mind that Dragapult is not a good option. I didn't think it would be that bad. But apparently, it didn't seem like you held up very well out there. And it seems like I did so much damage that it countered me really well. And counter is also Terra Stab, so it's like double. So it's like a death sentence. Lord. I may have to bring my Gardevoir in. Because it won't get hurt by the water move very much. Psychic will resist the counter. And this is a special attacker anyway, so counter's not going to do anything. What's your starter? Maybe a flying type. Like, that should be terrible. I don't know. I didn't have a flying type set up. Oh god. I mean, this one was just counter, I guess. I guess this one was just counter, but it's a physical attacker, so counters can do a lot. You're weak to water. Skeledirge. Ugh, that's not good. Chill water is gonna destroy that thing. Okay. I might try Tinkaton again, but this time fully build up Swords Dances before going in, and we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, do you have, like, let's see, do you have experience candies or rare candies like these? Because those can give some quick level ups. 75 to 76 might actually be good. I don't know. What does he got? If it's super effective, it might actually work out well. And again, you still have, like, rare candies and experience candy. That's pretty fucking common. I got most of these experience candy L's from the fucking Ditto thing. So I have like 300 of them. It's not hard to get experience candy if you're doing like any decent number of raids, especially during the events. I'm gonna have to really grind out the fucking what was it, the Blissey event? That's gonna be a fucking rough one, but probably gives you a lot of items. Might actually be worth it. I did not do it last time. I might as well give it a shot this time. So what you want is something that's good against fighting. Dragapult, Luxray, Gyarados, Skeledirge, Dragonite, Clodsire, and Miraidon. Gyarados could actually be a pretty good pick here, because water resists water, so chilling water won't have much of an effect. Flying type means it'll resist counter, And it would also be good against the Terra type, so you can knock it out a bit faster. So Gyarados might actually be a good option. You don't want to be Dragapult or Dragonite because they're weak to Dragon. Rhino's weak to Dragon. Skeletor's weak to Water. Gyarados is good for like resisting the water and resisting the counter and dealing with the Terra type itself. Clodsire is just kind of there. Like, Clodsire might be good if it has Water Absorb on it, and you have like, hang on, my boxes and held items. Put an ability shield on Clodsire if it has Water Absorb. And it should be able to constantly heal anytime chilled water is used. Like, that could be useful. So you're not really going to be doing anything super effective. Poison might actually be worth something, I don't know. And then Luxray, I don't know if it's a good idea, because Luxray I think is just electric. Which I'm not sure would do anything. So I say going with Gyarados, like level it up a bit, make sure it has like flying type moves on it. Maybe put in Clodsire if you put an ability shield on it with Water Absorb, so it could heal from the chilled water. And the ability shield prevent it from actually losing its ability during the raid itself, so that's why Big Body's still active for Darkspun. That's what I use for the Charizard raid, I think. Because it's fairy typing, means it's really good against the Dragon Terra. And with the ability shield, Charizard couldn't stop it from using its Big Body to stop the fire moves. So Flamethrower would just heal it. Or like attack up or whatever. So like, don't underestimate ability shields. So do I have anything better than a Metal Coat that I could use with Tinkaton? Like, what can I use on Tinkaton that's not that? The hit moves, mirror stats, terrain stuff. No. Big Tube, no. That's useless. No. These are all EV training. No. It's a weather. It's infatuation. No. That's not gonna help. No ice. No flying. No rock. No ground. Left was maybe good for keeping myself alive. I say replace Crunch with something. Hurricane's pretty good, but its accuracy could fuck you over. That's all I'm really saying there. Dragonite might actually be good for setup, at least. So keep that in mind. It's like, replace Crunch with something like flying type. Preferably something... Gyarados is more of a physical attacker, right? It's probably a bad thing to use physical moves, though, unless you're really sure you can kill it. Because counter can do a lot. Even if it does get resisted by Gyarados' flying type. Also, I recommend having Flying Terra on Gyarados, because he would continue to resist the counters while also doing more flying type damage. So that's probably more worth it. Quick Claw, Great Powder, no right evolution times. Okay, that's not useful. I think much that's better. You can use TMs. You have a decent number of TMs, right? And if not, you can just make more. It's not hard to get them. I have a lot of TMs on me just from exploring around, and I've even made a few for moves I don't have on here anymore, because I've used them before. Terra Blast might actually be a good idea. As well. Like, put Flying Terra on it. Terra Blast. Goes for its better stat. Might actually be helpful. But I can't guarantee anything. And it's 100 accuracy, so it's not going to miss. I wish you could sort by type in this, but you can't really do that. You can sort by flying type in the TM machine. In the meantime, I'm actually going to go into one of these towns and see if I can get something for boosting fairy moves for Tinkaton. Because that might be a good idea, but I don't know where to get that. No Terra Shards. Ugh. It's probably Water Terra, isn't it? In that case, I'm not sure it's a good idea to bring... Fairy will be fine, I guess, but... That's the rough part. I don't know. You just have normal? You just have the default stuff? Okay, I recommend just doing more raids then when you can. Even if it's the low level stuff, if it means getting more shards, feel free. I went in the wrong type of shopping. Delibird, I think. Not Chansey. Other side of town. Because Delibird's presence has a lot of held items and such. So I might be able to have something. There might have something here for dealing with certain boosts. Something's around here. Is it like this building here? Yes, it looks like a house from the back. I don't know what the fuck. Presents. We need battle items. The seeds. Ooh, I don't have a Misty Seed yet. I'm gonna grab one of those. This moss. Oh! This might be useful for something later. I don't know if this could be useful now. Because counter's physical, but... Absorb Bulb could be pretty good. If you have any special moves. If you have special flying moves, this could actually be really good. Charge. Really? Restore any Lord stat. No. Attack you bursts. Training extender I have. Protects myself rain harsh sunlight. No. No. I thought you couldn't get gems anymore. I thought you couldn't get like the flying gem. Why? I thought you couldn't get gems anymore. So I remember looking up like, oh, I'll get flying gem for a terror rate thing, and it'll use the flying gem to boost a flying move. But like, it doesn't exist. Apparently, normal gems still exist. What the fuck? Type poison type, rock type, electric type. Not this one. Let's try a different city. Because different cities have different fucking loadouts, I guess. You can call it that. Let's try... Do you have one here? You do not. What about you? A lot of food. Chansey. Deli. Nope. Do you have any? You don't have anything at all. No shops at all. Do you have anything? Food, 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 food. Jeez, I swear to God there were more like, Delibird stuff. I know there's one in town here, so I'm gonna warp like here. I'm looking for something that'll boost fairy moves. Just kind of looking around. Because different towns have different, like, shops, I guess, different inventory. There is definitely a lot of overlap, but some do have like exclusive items, so it's best to check every single shop you can. I found out about that way too fucking late, and I'm kind of annoyed by that. Alright, let's try this one. Grass, fire, water, normal, flying, bug, physical moves, special moves. Boost power of punching with press. Okay. Boost power of super effective. Would that be worth it? Depends on endure. Boost attack, but most will move. Blue shield, clear amulet, rocky helmet, Eviolite, get evolve. Alright, if that works for you, that's fine. Flinch is useless here. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna take this in case I don't find anything else. I'm gonna check one more town. Which move should you use? Let's go against fighting. Psychic, flying, and fairy. I don't know if Cloudster can learn any of that stuff. But it might be good to have him there as support. So maybe, if you can, see if you could find a way to put, like, what is it, reflect? No. What's the one that blocks, like, and lowers power of physical attacks? See if you can, I think reflect does that. If Toxic Spikes, Earthquake, Gunk Shot, Sludge Whip. Toxic Spikes is going to be useless. Because Toxic Spikes means that if, like, anything gets sent out, it'll get poisoned. But, because nothing will ever be sent out instead of the Terra. What the fuck? Toxic Spikes won't do anything. Earthquake's fine, I guess. Dark, fighting, ice, psychic, steel. Is there nothing that boosts fairy? What the fuck? Repeatedly. Boosts good hits, boosts accuracy. If you're slower, you have more accuracy. Protects from sandstorms and powders. Protects from contact, protects from traps, protecting it from initial effects, remove, what the fuck? No, these aren't good. It's funny though. No. Nope. No. 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 Give amnesia. I say we give it another shot. I'm gonna change this to expert about what the fuck it is. There it is. So that should make it do more damage. Alright, let's try this again. As long as you stay alive, see if you can get Tail Whip off a couple times while I get Sword Stance going. Because if I can get enough Sword Stance to be at like 6 up, and you can get a few defense downs on it, I don't know if it'll be a one-shot, but it might get close. It might be able to actually like overpower any chance of counter being anything too bad. Like it would, like if counter still goes off and it's not dead, like it would kill me, but the time loss won't be enough to really cause any problems. I think as long as I do more sword stances and you lower its defense some, I think we'll be fine. This is actually one that makes you kind of think. I was not expecting it to have counter. If it didn't have counter, I don't think it'd be that big of a problem. But because it can counter you, and it's fucking Terror Stab, wow, it's freaky. It's actually kind of a scary fight. I think this will actually work fine. I think we'll be fine. I just need to do more setup. Just make sure you stay alive as much as you can. And get that defense down. And then once I start attacking it, if it doesn't die, I think you'll be fine using... What Terra type is your Clodsire anyway? Because I'm thinking if you do enough attack, poison, okay, cool, that's good. Is Gunk Shot physical or special? I mean, physical is probably better for it to use, but if it's special, counter won't work on you. And I think it might just be better to do less damage total with special and just prevent counter from hitting you. Because counter only works if it was attacked by a physical move first. Let me look into the moves again for Clodsire. It might be good to have a special move instead. I want to see what the best special move it can learn is. Game data, scroll down. Sludge Wave, might want to put that back on instead. Shackle. This is less damage. Sludge Bomb is more, right? Nope, Sludge Wave is still more. Yeah, put Sludge Wave back on instead of Gunk Shot, and then use that. So that way counter won't affect you. Because counter should only work if it was hit by physical from you. I don't know if me using physical moves is going to fuck it over, but I don't know. I wonder, though, if it's a good idea if I use Helping Hand to boost you while using special moves. Because I didn't use a physical move, I used a status. So counter won't work at all. on me. And it would boost you some. This might take a bit of experimentation, honestly. It might take a little bit of experimentation. We're still trying to figure things out. The big problem, really, is the fact that it knows counter, which is super effective. Isn't super effective, but yet it's Terra Stab. That's the worst part. That's what makes it so rough. That's up to you. If you want to win, that's fine. Doesn't really matter much to me. I also have to pray the game won't fucking keep me out of the battle once I die once, because that was annoying. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. Game, why aren't you cooperating? Let's just do it. All right. Let's go. Let's go. So I'll just spam Swords Dances until I get my max attack, and then I'll go straight in with the Fire Rough. By then you'll lower defense some. Hopefully it won't have restored his defense too much by the time I use it. Ooh, Arcanine teammate actually really good. That Arcanine's coming in clutch. And the fact there's a Gardevoir here doing a big chunk of damage to the start is actually really good too. We got really good party members here. This is great! This is great, actually. Yeah, it won't hit me. It can't do anything to me. Swords Dance. I'm at max attack. Next turn, I'll use Play Rough. Again, counter does nothing to me because I didn't actually hit it with anything yet. Play Rough. Its Burns attack is lower even still. Let's go. That Arcanine's coming in so clutch. Yeah! Much better. Much better. Didn't even put shield up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was good. I don't think I'm going to catch it. It's not shiny. Because shiny Tatsugiri depends on the form. The red form is a normal form. When it's shiny, I think it turns white. So this is not shiny. Now Grimmsnarl. Winner! I got a Mystica! Let's fucking go! And Terra Shards, Nuggets. Actually, a lot of Nuggets. 3 Nuggets? That's, what, 15... 15 grand? Grimmsnarl. Let's see. It's not, let me, there we go. It's not letting me scroll up in the chat. I want to see what you had again. I think Dragapult might be a better option. Because it's part fairy, it's probably going to fairy moves. But, no, wait, that's actually bad. I got it backwards. Dragons can't hit fairies. Shit. So no, it's not a good option. Clodsire might actually be pretty good because fairies, I don't think, can do much to poison types. I think having Clodsire is a good choice again. Still, again, you can just use you can just do the setup thing again, and I can do the rest with Tinkaton. It shouldn't be that bad. It should go about the same if I do the setup stuff properly this time. So we're gonna keep the same setup, and we're gonna go back in the Poké Portal, and I'm gonna wait for you to get that raid ready. And then I think once we're done with this raid, I'm gonna do one more sandwich, and we're gonna hunt for dudunsparce a little bit more to see if we can actually get our 3 segment. It probably won't happen, but it'd be nice to try. I also have a poll out currently because the last poll I did, the idea was the top 2 places would get the stream dates. But then Mario and Sonic fucking tied for second, so I have no idea what to pick for that. So I put out another poll out this morning where you could choose between Sonic or Mario. And whichever one that got the Thursday slot. So get your votes in now if you haven't already. That'll determine what Thursday's stream will be. And I'm leaving that in your guys' hands. And then I'm going to do another poll after that to determine next week's, though only the Thursday slot, because I think I want to get... No, wait. One of the slots I want to be the Pikmin any percent stuff, because I want to at least put a run out there. I don't know what I'm going to do for the other day, so I might do the poll again. Intimidate. Intimidate. This ain't gonna hit us very hard. Oh no, you got my belt. I'm just gonna do setup moves again. Oh no, my speed harshly fell. Whatever will I do? Wow. It can't do anything. That Star Raptor, though, like, sacrificing himself to do a lot of damage at the start, very helpful. Very kind. Spirit Break does nothing. It does so little. And with special attack, which I'm not even using. This one's an easy GG. Light screen, that protects against special, so it can't do shit against my player up. Get wrecked. Oh no, my special attack went down. Player off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Easy win. Easy win. You see, if I use Tinkerton's proper setup, I can actually do these really quick. If I do more than one Swords Dance. Doesn't seem like we got a Brimstica this time, but I got a lot of fucking money. Star pieces, comet shards, nuggets. I'm fucking rich, dude. It's really good for getting more money. Not that I really need it right now because I'm a fucking millionaire. Like, combine the cash and the league points, I have like 2 mil. I have plenty right now, but it's always good to have more for later. It's great. So that's still actually worth something. Anyway, let's go back in our boxes and put everyone back. Put everyone back to where they were before. And then we're gonna get that box ready, and we're gonna fly off to Area 0 again. Save one more time, load up a new sandwich, and see if we can get ourselves another shiny dudunsparce or 2, so we can check for 3 segment. 1 Herb Mystica is better than nothing, so thanks, Khalil. You've advanced your destination. You've advanced your destination. Oh shit. Save her again. Hectic. Thank you, sandwich. And then creative mode. Tofu. All three peppers and prosciutto. Then 2 Herb Mystica. We're gonna do 2 sours. Open. Then we put tofu, Tofu. Ham. Tofu. 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 Cover it with meat. And then put peppers on top. Don't really feel with them. The meat's kind of clipping with the tofu, but whatever. And dump the bread off to the side because we don't need it. And then our sandwich is complete. Alright. Sandwich. Come and go. This will be our last sandwich for the day. Go the full 30 minutes, and then we'll end stream. I have stuff I need to do anyway, because tonight I'm going to be very busy. So I'm going to try not to stall too much with ending stream. I have stuff I need to get done. Honestly, when you're not doing, like, egg hunt streams, shiny hunting can actually be kind of fun on stream. I'll admit, it's actually kind of fun to do this. This stream's a lot better than any of the Rowlet Hunt streams. Looking back at it now, those Rowlet Hunts are probably my least favorite. But this, one of my favorite streams I've done. Did it not work? Why am I seeing... What? I'm not supposed to be seeing all these... What? It didn't give encounter power. Oh shit, I gotta reset. What happened? What happened? It gave me catching power instead of encounter power. Did I lose a pepper? What happened? What happened there? That doesn't make any sense. I was supposed to have encounter power like the other times. I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Did I choose the wrong... I kind of chose the right ingredient. I made sure to choose the right ones. I didn't see anything wrong. What happened? Let's try again. Let's see if we get catching power again from our little blunder, apparently. Just like last time. 2 tofu. 1 of each pepper. And a prosciutto. It was because he's sour, wasn't it? 2 sours probably doesn't work. Oh. I'll do sweet and salty then, I guess. We'll see if that works. Don't you dare. I already had the tangent how I don't really like Smash Bros. That much. The one time I liked playing was at Smash Tournament where I already accepted defeat at the start. I already explained that on stream. Don't you dare. The sandwich is sloppy, but I don't care. Sloppy sandwich, but it's not important as long as it's still like together. As long as it's freaking usable. I don't want the way this pepper's sliding. Right away. Oh, I fuck with the physics. Okay. I think we're good though. Nothing fell off. I think it's all still there. I was a bit more clumsy with a sandwich. Smash only phone with Kirby. I mean, when I first tried Smash Brothers, I did play as Yoshi for a bit, though the only move I could actually use effectively. By effectively, I mean consistently, was the fucking egg roll as Yoshi. That's it. That's all I knew how to do. Sparkling title encounter. There! Got it! We're good. Let's go. Go, go, go. Now I know don't use 2 sour, because 2 sour breaks the fucking recipe. 2 sour completely breaks the recipe and gives you catching power instead. You don't want that. Like if it overwrote title power, I wouldn't mind, but no, it overrides encounter power because the one thing that Urban Mystica can't give you. Like it's guaranteed to give you sparkling title. You just can't do it with with encounter though. All right, let's try this again. Now that we have a proper sandwich, we get only Dunsparce in the Dunsparce, which is great. This is what I'm looking for. It seemed to help, though it might just be superstition, was that when I was telling stories, it seemed to help the shinies come out a bit more. So, I don't really have any more stories right now, unless someone give me like a good prompt. I don't know if prompt's the right word for it. If anyone has any ideas of like stuff that might jog a memory or two I could talk about, feel free to put something in chat. But in the meantime, I also want to try doing something here. I'm thinking about trading out all of the reject dudunsparces out to people. I don't know if I should do like a sign-up sheet or wait till like a later point where more people are engaging in chat and whatnot to do it, or what. Or if I should surprise trade them out, and if I surprise trade them out, I want to wait till home's available, because then Absolblog's Pokemon will do his surprise trade Pokedex thing on stream, and I can just trade it all out then, because I have a full box of stuff prepared for that. Then also Shiny to Dunsparce would be great for that as well. I don't know. It just kind of depends on a few factors. I may give one or two out to like you, Khalil, or my friend Nathan might want one, though he's also doing this one as well, so he might not want one anymore. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with all of these Dunsparce I don't need. That's not good for circulation. Here's a note to you kids. You don't want your air conditioner vents to be blocked off by crystals. It's not safe. One time, someone at my school had to be thrown out by the police, and oh my god. Was it because of, like, drugs or something, or what? Because I actually kind of have a story about that. Only kind of. I'm not really involved in it. Apparently, one of the boys' bathrooms at the high school had to get blocked off for a while because it was straight up, like, students were going out of their way to say, we're going to the bathroom, just to go, like, take a few drugs and be on their phones for the rest of the period. And that's very frowned upon. So, they had to block the bathroom off for like a week. But only one of them. There was only one specific boys' bathroom that had that problem. It was weird. I don't know what happened to the students, though. I think they definitely got suspended for it. I'm not sure if they ever had to take online classes or anything. Or if they did go, like, the disciplinary school thing. It's like, I want to say there's like 3 separate schools all jammed in the high school I went to. There's the normal high school, it's the large where most people have to do things. No, he just threw a chair. Yeah, that sounds about right. Then there's that sort of scenario where they take online classes or are put in like a separate building for like bad kids. And then there's like this one for special needs. I say special needs like me because I experienced it a little bit, but because I'm a high-functioning autistic, I got to experience both that part of the high school where all the special needs kids are all in one place, and then also little chunks of normal high school. my study hall and stuff were all primarily downstairs. It's like all the special needs students, like all like the severely, like, I don't know, like how to say it without causing some sort of problem. Like severe autism, I guess. Like those kind of people. Because it was like them and I think like some other mental deficiencies. I don't know what all was lumped in there, but it's kind of lumped all together. I don't know how I feel about that. But they're all kind of lumped together. They were all forced to take the same classes together, and they were never really integrated into the main part of the school. Almost like they were like a separate class amongst themselves. Which I don't know how to feel about that. That just sounds kind of wrong to me. It definitely didn't feel right. But, they're often just kind of stuck together in the basement most of the time, having to be escorted around by specific teachers. They only get to come up to upstairs for, like, lunch period, and they get the last one. And then it's back downstairs the rest of the day, unless they're going to gym. And they have a gym class all to themselves. And they don't actually go on, like, the actual main gym part. They actually have, like, they actually go up on around, like, the bleachers area on the upper level, where you, like, it's big, like, balcony that goes around the entirety of the gym. They walk around that. So it's not even really necessarily gym. Like, I understand that people with special needs like that are going to need extra help. I know I did. And I'm a more high-functioning autistic. But I know that, like, some people, especially more severe, need more help. I don't know if that's going too far or what, but it just feels kind of wrong to lump everyone together like that. It's the same reason I stopped going to music therapy. Because it used to be like a small group where we all acted kind of similar. We were all high-functioning autistics. Like around the same age. And it was done by the one instructor, and she does a good job. She still works there today. She's great. And then eventually it went to like a 1v1 thing. And that worked out well for me. Though I wasn't getting much social interaction. So then they tried to make it so it was like a big group thing. Where people, all like ranges of autism and all ages and grades were all lumped together into one spot. And the old person I had doing it wasn't really in charge of the group much. She was still doing like the smaller groups and the 1v1s. So I was effectively stuck in a room with mostly younger children being, I guess, taught, if you can call it that, by fucking college students who were they were interns, basically, and they had no idea how to deal with, like, autistic people at all. And because they had a bunch of kids there, and they lumped all these different age ranges all together into one group, they effectively had to go for the lowest common denominator. So they taught us all as if we've never interacted with a person before, and they taught us blatantly incorrect social skills. Like, they tell us that these cringy informational videos like, here's how you interact. And they're cringe, and they're acting very poorly, they're teaching wrong social stuff, and I swear to God, call me a conspiracy theorist, I think they want us to not be part of society. I don't think they want to help us, I think they want to make it seem like they're helping, but then have us be seen as like a lesser class. Because they're actively teaching us the wrong information. And me, being high-functioning, had actual experience talking with actual people in the real world. I wasn't great at it, still I'm not. Social situations also stress me out nowadays. A lot of stuff with COVID definitely did not help. But one of the informational videos that stuck with me, that was the moment where I just stopped, was they were telling us that, you know, with the information, with the video and everything, that when two people are talking, you want to talk to them, friend's talking to someone else and you want to join the conversation. The video shows them, the person like waiting for them to wait for like an awkward silence. Like, it's not like wait till they finish a sentence and then say something. Or like wait until like a general thought is finished and then say something. It's like wait until there's like a full awkward pause of like 2 full seconds before saying anything. And me, at that point, being in high school and seeing how actual people act and not some cringy fucking learn how to social skill bullshit, I know that people can just walk up and interrupt and say like, hey! And just like interrupt what's going on. It's socially acceptable. People are okay with it. Like there might be some ones where maybe a little rude to kind of read the room a bit. But if it's like a casual conversation, it's okay to say hello. It's fine. And I bring this up to the instructors, which again, college interns. And when I say it, they give me this fucking the death stare of how fucking dare you. They don't say anything. They just stare at me like, how dare you interrupt and tell us how social skills work? You are a stupid autistic child who knows nothing. It was like that kind of look. Like full on death stare. And I'm like, nope, not doing this anymore. You're teaching incorrect stuff, trying to go back to far basics because you have like a 5-year-old in the room and gotta appeal the lowest common denominator, I guess. Stupid, and I hate it. The friends I made from the old group have started like going off, and like they don't show up nearly as often, so it doesn't feel worth it to keep going. So I just stopped. I told my mom I don't want anything to do with it. I told her about that day, and I stopped going to music therapy. It just stopped. We still do the little instructor like Christmas stuff because she means a lot to us. She might as well be part of the family. Like we never went back, and I have no interest. It was garbage. I fucking hated it. Like if you're gonna teach autistic people how to socialize, first off, teach them more accurate information. Don't be some out of touch, like, no idea how this works, or at the very least, don't act like we're a lesser class. 2, don't lump all age ranges and variances in autism spectrum together. Like, try to find, like, I get it. You only have a certain number of, like, days and hours and, like, time slots and everything. I get it. But you can at least put an effort to kind of, like, try to match up the groups. Based on like how they, like where they are on the spectrum, how old they are, how much social experience they have. Like try to like at least group them together so that they're all like similar. Instead of trying to like lump everyone together. And because there's like an 8-year-old in there, you have to talk to everyone like an 8-year-old. Even there's like a 40-year-old in there who has a real big obsession with his vinyl collection. It's stupid. And thirdly, when someone makes a comment either questioning or denying what you're teaching because it's blatantly wrong or doesn't seem quite right, don't give them fucking death glances. Like, don't stare deep into their soul with utter anger and fury. Like, you do not do that under any circumstances. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, dude, no. It's wrong. It's terrible. And like a fourth one, maybe don't do it right away. But try to find some way to like teach them about like how society works and like interactions with people. Not just from a fucking like cringy informational video that gets shit wrong, but putting them in actual social situations. Like field trips are fine. Like I remember in a social group where we went bowling every week. Like that's a good start. That's something. But don't just have us interact with just like us. We're used to interacting with us. Like that's not the hard part. Have us interact with people that society claims was more normal. Help us integrate with like society a bit better. to this day, I still don't feel like I'm ready to, you know, do things on my own. I don't feel like I'm properly ready to do a lot of these things by myself. I'm still like a I'm socially awkward and all that stuff. It would have really helped if I would have gotten a little bit more help with that. My fucking high school did a better job of that than the fucking social group thing. The fucking like music therapy lump everyone together in one group thing. Because in high school I was able to do like I was technically part of that like class, I guess you could say. But I was still able to like take normal classes and experience stuff like that. And I had like an extracurricular thing even if I was by myself most of the time. At least there was some sort of effort. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I have all the answers, but I feel like the way they did it at that music therapy with the group sessions did not work. It did not work well and just made the experience terrible. That's all I'm saying. Also, I'm looking at this comment way late. See you, Khalil. So yeah, music therapy used to be really good when it was like a very small group of like a similar range of like age and spectrum. Trying to lump like a wide range together is a bad idea. Like, try to keep it more specific, even if it's a smaller group. Something more specific. Because like, that's how it works with like anything, really. Like in school, you don't lump first graders, fifth graders, and high schoolers all into the same class, because they all have different amounts of experience, and they all have different amounts of like how much they know, like prerequisite-wise and such. So you don't lump all of like those varied ages in the same room. So why are they doing that with people on the spectrum? That doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. Maybe they've gotten it a bit better by now. Maybe they have people who are actually competent and know what they're doing. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just not. It just went great back then, and I'm not really confident in them still. I don't know if they've done any like reorganizing for that at all. I don't know if there's been any other complaints, or if it's literally just been me pointing this out. I don't know. It just feels kind of wrong. It doesn't really sit right with me, you know? Hey, I got a new TM! Anyway, enough of this, like, depressing, like, stuff about my autism and that sort of thing. We're looking for Shiny Dunsparce, and we're gonna see if we can get any more little pink dudes. No more of this, like, possible classism talk, you know? I mean, I don't even think it's real classism or anything. But it kind of feels like that at some points. Like, I think, like, work needs to be done. We still got a lot to learn about autism, I know. I'm lucky to have gotten diagnosed with, like, Asperger's syndrome, which is, like, on the higher end of this, like, is that higher or lower when you're more, like, better functioning? See, higher functioning, is that higher on the spectrum? Like, is it closer to normal, in quotes? I don't even fully understand the spectrum when I'm on it. Yeah, maybe ask yourself, Asperger's ain't real autism, or you may have some sort of controversy about, like, what Asperger's syndrome really is, but A, it's on the spectrum, so autistic is still technically, like, accurate. And second, Asperger's game guy does not roll off the tongue as well. So, don't question the name. I'm on the spectrum, and just saying autistic straight up is a lot simpler and goes with some better. The worst part about Asperger's is there's an apostrophe there, depending on who writes it, and putting an apostrophe in a one-word name just Like one like compound word name just doesn't seem right. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably just making this even worse. I'm sorry. I don't know. Does it look like I have any idea? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just an autistic guy on the internet who has no idea what the fuck to do in life. Heck, I took like the same fucking organization. They were holding a thing like, learn how to cook. And I'm like, yeah, I want to learn how to cook. Like, start to gain a little bit more independence in life and be able to make my own food and everything. That'd be great. Like, one step closer to integrating myself with actual society, growing up and moving out and being able to live on my own and everything. That's one big goal. And I of course, like, think sensibly, like, oh, they could just like, make a pizza or make a cake or something like that. Or, like, maybe like a good salad, you know? No, we're gonna look on Pinterest and find a recipe for, like, we chop, like, a popsicle in half and put it in a cup of Sprite. There you go, that's your recipe. It was shit like that. Like, the entire time. I'm like, this ain't helpful. How do we make stuff we're actually gonna eat for meals and stuff? Or like desserts for like making things for like family gatherings, because you know you want to meet up with a family on Christmas and you want to make a special dessert for them. That's something a lot of my family does, like make special desserts. Like at least that. It's something that I would use more than once, not just from some cheap gimmick, and something not from fucking Pinterest. No. Fucking popsicle Sprite. That's it. Like, that's the best you got. I mean, I guess they did teach us how to microwave mixed vegetables, I guess, but like, that's not really complicated. They're not teaching us anything complicated. Like, honestly, if I have this stuff in front of me, and I have a recipe, I could probably fucking figure it out. But it'd be nice to have something I could make without a recipe, or something, like, different than, like, something traditional. But still something I would actually make. Like, I don't know. Teach me how to roast a turkey. Something like that. They would not let us close the fucking oven. Again, part of that might be because they lumped us together. There's a fucking 8-year-old in the group. That means we gotta count it for him. He can't be near an oven. God forbid he gets burned. I don't know. They didn't do a good job. Also, it was not just a cooking class. It was like a do things around the house type class. But they lumped like doing laundry into it. Which, yeah, it makes sense. It works fine. But they spent more time talking about how to make homemade detergent out of like actual detergent bits than actually teaching us how to cook anything we'd actually reasonably make for like a meal. Like, teach me how to roast a turkey. Teach me how to, like, properly make spaghetti and meat sauce. Like, teach me how to make a really good homemade hamburger. The most complicated thing we did in the home, like, I guess home ec, technically. Most complicated thing? Homemade detergent. When nobody fucking does that. They just fucking go out and buy detergent. I don't know. All I'm saying is the way they were doing things, when they started doing the whole big group things, just, it wasn't a good choice. They think it through, or they just didn't care, or conspiracy time, maybe it was malicious. I don't know, but no matter what, they did a terrible job, and I'm glad I stopped messing with that stuff. So honestly, I feel like I'd be just as lost, even if I did stay with it. I feel like I'm learning nothing useful. Again, popsicle Sprite. Honestly, I was kind of hoping I would learn how to make my own like, proper meals. Something more than putting mixed vegetables in a microwave. It'd be nice if I could like, make like breakfast for mom one day, you know? Like, they didn't have any recipes for that. I don't know. I may just have to venture out and do it myself. Brave the unknown alone, but I don't know, being thrown into growing up like that on my own with no extra assistance when I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. It's not great. Like, cooking might end up fine, but what about learning to drive? Doing my taxes? Getting a house and a job and all that. Like, they don't really teach that stuff in school nowadays. And the fucking social group method did not help in the slightest. And if they were to try some of their stuff, they would do a terrible job, I can assure you. Pegs are too complicated for autistic people, apparently. They don't even have a basic idea of how to run fucking TurboTax or anything. That would at least help. It would give us a starting point. Same problem I have with schools too. Like, I don't want to keep learning the fucking. I don't want to. Biology for like 8th through like 10th grade was all the fucking same. I don't need to. I don't need to learn how the fucking cell wall works. Fucking 6 times. Teach me how to live. Teach me how to be an adult! Somebody! You have adults running these social groups and teaching these classes in school. They have knowledge on how to be an adult. Teach us your ways! I hate it. I hate it so much. I feel so lost. I'm living in my mom's basement without a proper job or anything. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm scared. I'm scared to learn how to drive and stuff. I can't social interact well, so getting a job's a scary thought, too. And, like, living alone, like, getting my own house and leaving? Like, how long am I gonna be able to last by myself? I'm not ready for that. So many of my friends, the few I had from school, like, they're getting jobs in high school, they're learning to drive in high school, and I'm just here like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've done a bit of volunteer work every now and again. I've taken the learner's permit. I've gotten a learner's permit before. I got the rules down, but like, I've never properly even like driven a vehicle outside like a golf cart. I'm scared of driving a 2-ton death machine. I'm scared of getting into a car crash. I'm scared of that stuff. Right now, I'm pretty much just a stereotypical fucking neckbeard, living in mom's basement, having to depend on other people for everything. But it's not because, like, I want to be like this. It's just I don't feel like I'm ready to, you know, grow up. With all of the test stuff they did to diagnose me, they said that while I was ahead in terms of, like, learning, and, like, you know, learning, like, school stuff, like math and science and reading and such, I was ahead in that. I'm like multiple years behind when it comes to like social interactions and just integrating myself in society. So even though I turned 23 this year, I'm probably closer to like 17 or 18 when it comes to like social stuff. And even then I might have put myself further behind. What was that, game? I hate for a stream to end with a downer note, especially with no shinies in the last sandwich, but what I'm saying is I'm not great with adulting. I don't feel like an adult. I've got a lot of learning to do, and I feel like I wasn't properly taught while growing up. So now I'm just kind of behind, because everyone else seems to have figured at least something out, and I'm just completely lost, or scared, or just making a fool of myself at a cash register, trying to order a sandwich by myself, and being incredibly awkward. I have no idea where to begin. I have no idea where to begin when it comes to actually being an adult. I'm sure I'll figure it out someday, but I don't want to have to live in my mom's basement in my 50s, you know? Heck, like 10 years? Like, that's the cutoff. If I'm not out of my mom's basement within the next 10 years, like, if I'm fucking 33 and I'm still living here in mom's basement, then something's wrong. Then I know I've failed. And I'm already, like it's not, I don't even know if everyone's had a head start at this race we call life. It just feels like they started and I'm late. I'm late, I overslept, and now like everyone's like a full couple miles ahead, and I have no idea where to go on the route, and God, it's not fun. Not fun being me. I'll work on it, I guess. If I make any progress in becoming an adult, I'll let you guys know. Like, I'll let you guys know when I get my license, or get my first job or something, I guess. I definitely do not feel ready. Enough with depressing stuff. I gotta get going. Trio, please. I have to get going for now, because I got stuff to get done. I'm at least gonna be trying to socially interact, because I'm gonna be going with my friend, old friend from school. We're gonna be seeing the Mario movie together. We're gonna have supper at a Mexican restaurant. We're gonna have a fun evening. And also other stuff I need to do here with like preparing for the next stream and like recording the rest of Mario Kart Tour for this tour. So I gotta record like the last 3 cups before the tour ends. So I got stuff to do. I got stuff I need to get done. Oh. I'm gonna run. We're gonna. Actually, I don't even need to save because I didn't get any shinies. I can just reset the game. So I'm gonna stand on this rock. Flip right on back. And we're off to a good start with this dudunsparce hunt. 4 shinies so far. All of them have unfortunately failed the test of the 3 segment. And hell, we got a wild 2 segment, which is depressing enough. I don't know if I'll continue this on next week. Community poll already out to determine Thursday because we had a tie this week. Sonic Frontiers stream difficulty or Mario Odyssey at all. Because I'm not modding this Switch yet. So yeah. So Thursday's one of those. Depends on how the poll goes. They'll probably let it expire tomorrow. Next week, I want to do Pikmin 3 Deluxe 80%. I'm still learning the route a little bit. I'm not really great with it yet. And then I'll probably have another poll for next week for the other slot. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Pikmin 3 Deluxe 80% on next Thursday or next Tuesday. I'll probably have it figured out by, like, this weekend, though. So, you guys can just determine the rest. Overall, this stream's probably my favorite shiny hunting stream so far because I'm not just running around in circles or patiently waiting for eggs. And by patiently, I mean very impatiently. I can actually go for 3.5 hours and not feel tired out. Hell yeah! We'll get this 3-7 to the Sparce someday. I can assure you, we will not give up now. But I'll see you guys at some point in the future. I gotta go at least try to be a functioning member of society, or at least try to blend in for the next, like, I leave in like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, and then I gotta be a functioning member of society for like 5. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'll do my best. It'll be a start. It's also been the first time I've seen a movie twice when it was in theaters, because I watched the Mario movie once last week. It was a fun little treat, and I got to do it again with a friend. Hell yeah. See you guys on Thursday.